So there's been a lot of talk about the chaotic eyeball, which is this great way to isolate audio when you're recording on microphones in environments that aren't acoustically treated. So how it works is there's a foam ball. It's hollowed out. You put your microphone in it. It has kind of like a built-in popper stopper. A lot of people put another one in front of it, and they said they're getting fantastic results with it. From what I have heard and what I've seen in my research is it does color the sound a bit, makes it sound really tight and closed, as you would expect. And so they often say, make sure you EQ it or whatever. In any event, it's getting a lot of great reviews, but it's $200 in a nutshell for foam. So a lot of people online have said there's got to be a way to deal with this, and there's got to be a better way to create one. I've seen a few tutorials, none of them were done very well. One that I did see that was done pretty well was all in French, so I decided to go ahead and see if I could do one myself, and hopefully you all could get some value out of this as I do this experiment. Good friend of mine just received one, and he's using it in conjunction with an Aston microphone. I'm thinking about getting one of those, so I said, you know what, let me go ahead and check this out and see if I can get it to work on my current microphones. So this is making a DIY version of the chaotic eyeball. So in order to do this, there's a couple of things you're going to need. You're going to need a box cutter. You're going to need a marker, a Sharpie of some type, and you're going to need a foam ball. I ordered one online, and I'll put the link below of where I got this one. I actually got one that didn't look atrocious, that wasn't yellow or blue or some insane color. And so I got this great gray one, which matches most studios and looks like other audio studio gear, like it matches the Auralix, as you can see, that I have on the wall. In any event, it's not easy to get the diameter. I think the Kaotica, I saw that, or I had heard it was 8 inches in diameter. It may be more, but 8 inches was the biggest I could find for this type of foam. Now this foam will come back to its original shape. If you see that I'm pressing it, it'll come back. So it's not like that that white weird stuff that's somewhere between foam and styrofoam. This is truly a really dense foam, and so it's great for cutting it out and hollowing it out, which is what we're going to have to do. So anyway, you need to get a foam ball, you need to get a box cutter or a real sharp knife will do. I actually have a backup knife here, and a Sharpie or something so you can mark your areas out. First thing you're going to do is you're going to mark the diameter of the microphone that's going to be slid into it, and then you'll probably get a popper stopper or something to mark here on the front that you can cut it off this way, and you can put that popper stopper right in front of it. So I'm going to be using a Rode NT2A. I like this microphone. It's a good all-around mic. Has a good sound. It's not too colored, and it holds up under a lot of different situations. As I said, I'll probably be moving on to an Aston, a single pattern mic, but this is a fantastic workhorse mic. So I'll be using this for this project. It comes with its own popper stopper, so I'll be using that as well to do the measurements here. So a lot of people say start with the diameter of the mic itself, and I'll probably make it to the bottom. You can see it's tapered, but I'll probably make it to the bottom. The foam will stretch around it, and hopefully over time it'll still keep its elasticity and come back to form. I have heard that this type of foam is dense enough to do that. Just going to score a circle around it. I don't want to get marker all over my mic, so I'm going to be eyeballing this a bit. All right. I got some more. So we have a rough circle here for where the microphone will go in vertically like this. So it'll come down in here, and then now we're going to score a circle here for the Rode. Now we want to make sure that this is straight up and that this is going to be directly in front of it. So, and of course, this will end up like this, but we will see how we can do that. And Kaotica has one built in. We're just going to be placing our popper stopper in front of the hole. I have seen one tutorial where the user used a stocking over it to kind of provide that, but I don't necessarily think that's totally needed. All right, so that's what we got going on so far. Next is to hollow it out and start cutting. So when you're cutting, you want to be, as precise as you can. That's going to give you more of a pro look. So I'm not going to rush this. I've seen some people just kind of get inside and dig it out. Let's see how clean I can do it, especially on the edges here. As I get inside, of course, it may or may not matter much, but so I'm kind of just pressing it in and scoring it on the edge. Roughly to the depth of this blade piece here. And the good thing is it's a ball, so you can rotate it. So you can see how deep this is being cut right now. See how deep this is being cut? And it does have a consistency. It's actually a little denser. This ball in particular is a little bit denser than the Orlex. So that's kind of interesting. I looked all over. The tutorials I saw, they were like, you can get it at Walmart. I couldn't find anything at Walmart.com or in store. So I don't know what they were using. I did see one person make it out of a Nerf ball, but that's not my style. So I would rather get something neutral like this and shape it into what I need. Okay. So I'm just going to use my fingers here. Pry this piece away from the edge that we've already defined pretty well. And, a lot of people won't want to do this. They'll want it to, they'll want that real pro look of the Kaotica. I understand that. A lot of us are on a budget and don't want to spend $200 on foam, per se. So the sound is more important to me than the look, as it is something designed for audio. And what I'm doing here is I'm just digging my fingers in and working it versus using a knife. And there we go. So first layer is done. I'm gonna have to hollow out a bunch more to get to here. What I'll probably do is start scoring down straight like that. Probably take the marker, do a basic circle, start scoring it down straight like that, going straight in deeper and pulling it out. But did pretty good. Decent piece got taken out, didn't look too bad. So anyway, that's next, scoring down deeper. Okay, this time for this layer, we're going to score. We're going to make our score a little bit more circular instead of just straight down as a tube. So we're going to score this way, and we're going to use the knife in a pattern like that. So we scoop out a little bit of space in there, so there's a lip. So anyway, I'm doing some markings on that now inside there. Okay, we're going to go down to that. So this is we've done 2 pieces already. Not too much extra crap. Just trying to be as neat as possible. Being hand done. And so now we've done that new scoring, so now we're going to do this as an angle. And what we're trying to do here is provide a little lip in there. So, you can see, knife's at an angle. Like so. And just working it around, rotating the ball. I'm sure some of these will come out better looking than others. Alright, so once again, we're going to do the same technique of pulling with the fingers. Okay, we're getting in there good. Oh, it's got a lot of resistance. Getting a lot harder as I get down in here. Some places the cut didn't take so great. Yeah. There we go. It's another good scoop. This is actually coming out pretty good. So you can see that we actually have a lip in there now. So it's more like a bowl. It's not just a straight tube cut. And that's going to work well. We could probably go back a little more, but it's probably good enough now to... No, we got to go back a little bit more. One more layer, and then we should be able to punch through here. And there should be enough clearance for the microphone after we put it in. So one more layer, scoring down as deep as you need. Okay, we got one more level scored, and we're going to pull that out now, and then that should provide more than enough clearance to cut this hole out to put the microphone in, and provide a little background behind the mic, so that the foam is not just touching the back of the microphone or the other side of the diaphragm. And there you go. So it's got like 2 layers. I mean, it could be more perfect. I could cut this out, and mess around with that some more, but I'm not gonna do that right now. That's definitely a refinement. Next goal now is to cut this out directly. I'm not cutting straight down. I am kind of cutting at an angle still, but that's because I wanted to kind of maybe taper a bit so it'll latch on to the mic better, or it'll be a little tighter fit. So it's not perfect. It doesn't go all the way through, right? I would have to make a significantly longer blade, which I'm not willing to do. Take this out, and we're going to score it straight through after. So this will be like a plug. You can see there, it's like a plug. And we're going to cut a circle straight down, and should be able to put a microphone in. Okay, we're going to do another little marker score here, so we at least have a guide that we're going against, and we're going to go punch straight through. Alright, so now we're going to go straight through and see if we can get our microphone in there. And be careful, because you'll be punching through, so you don't want to cut yourself. Hope that sound isn't driving you guys crazy. It's almost there. Just a little bit left. There you go. Punch through. So, oh, that could be better. Anyway, you can always go back and refine these. Depends on how much time you want to spend. I don't want to spend that much time, especially not on this tutorial. What we're trying to do, just to reiterate, is to create something similar to a $200 product for 20 bucks. Now, when I saw it online, people were like, oh, I'm doing it for $5 or whatever. I could not find what they were getting for $5 anywhere. So there you go. So it fits great. If it's a multi-pattern, you probably need to set your patterns before you put it in there. But that's it. You know, we'll see how it works. You put it higher like that. Yeah, we'll provide a little clearance in there. I got about an inch on the back of it and an inch on the front. And next will be audio tests, with or without. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully you guys will try this out as well and save yourself some money. Take care. Got the mic back on the stand. Going to put our new knockoff eyeball on there. Okay, now we have our DIY Kaotica eyeball on with the popper stopper perfectly fitting across the front. Not bad, if I must say so myself. And the next will be audio test. Now, of course, it's a little overkill that I kind of already had this corner acoustically treated anyway, but it'll still sound different. I mean, I don't think any of this other stuff will mess with it. So, anyway.